Jamie Dimon just continues to be an absolute fuckstick. So he was interviewed on CNBC yesterday and blasted cryptocurrency and just talking about the FTX debacle and whatever else. He just couldn't stop there. He just couldn't stop. He couldn't just say Sam Bankman-Fried's a piece of shit, has nothing to do with crypto overall. Nope, couldn't say that. He just said that crypto is a complete sideshow and it likened it to a pet rock.
Wow.
Yeah.
I drew this art for you.
He went even further. He went even further to talk about how cryptocurrency lends itself to terrorism financing, tax avoidance, and sex trafficking, which in fact is actually not all that easy to do. And in fact, it's easier to do with cash rather than cryptocurrency.
Please.
Yeah. It's a global visible ledger, guys. Yeah. Blockchain is a ledger.
Well,
if you know
guys,
anonymous,
yeah, in all honesty, we really don't need to spend that much time on this, except for our viewers who are seeing this and wondering why. This is Jamie Dimon. Yeah. Yes. And so I get that. But this is, this whole thing is, and water is wet. This is Jamie Dimon. This is what he has been doing. Jamie Dimon has been aware of Bitcoin and bashing Bitcoin for literally years, multiple years. It's talking about how it's bad for banking. It's bad for business. It's bad for investors who put their money into crypto. All the while, JPMorgan, who he's the CEO of, they offer more crypto services than they ever have to their clients. They're planning a cryptocurrency wallet. They utilize their own blockchain for payments at their bank. So again, we've said this for years, and this falls perfectly into it right now. Watch what they do, not what they say. Jamie Dimon is a snake. You've probably, if you haven't been with us, if this isn't your first stream, you've heard us make fun of Jamie and Jamie Dimon. This is what we're referring to, because this guy has been doing this same thing for years. He's the perfect two-faced animal. He's perfect. So just this guy we don't need to spend a ton of time on this. We don't need to, but I do want to ask the question. It's like, we don't need to spend a ton of time on it because we've addressed it enough. But for the newer viewer, like you were saying, Sam, that needs to be said. But
like, at what point does this guy the gig is up? Like, at what point,
I was fucking with you,
guys. Listen,
I'm fully invested.
Hold on. How can you be a CEO of a company like JPMorgan and then everything's happening underneath of you? That says the exact opposite. Like, you don't see that with companies traditionally. Like, right. Like you have Elon Musk, which you just talked about, or like a Tim Cook who knows everything that's going on with their company and it doesn't say one thing and another thing happens for the most part.
Correct.
But this is like absolutely blatant. Like this is just so obvious. It's like, how does anybody even take him seriously? And how does he even get airtime on CNBC anymore?
Because guys, we literally, I was silent the whole first 30 minutes of the show because I didn't want to go off on my opinion on why we are the way we are at this point.
So what's the meaning of life, Champ?
We just spent 30 minutes talking about how people can't adjust or they want a loud voice, even if they're wrong. We talked about on Monday, SBF and the whitewashing that is going on there. Mm-hmm. And we talked about part of the reason is because before the FTX collapse, the media underwrote SBF as a savior, an altruist, the right thing, special. He's doing everything great. FTX collapses, and the media cannot go back, re-underwrite, and adjust and say, hey, we reported this way, and now we were wrong. Right. Because saying I'm wrong means accountability. It means possible consequence. It means you're going to get, you have to wear a dunce hat for a minute. It's hard to say I was wrong. It's hard to say I'm sorry. And we've taken that away in society. So once again, now just change Jamie Dimon into the media. He cannot go back, as Peter Schiff is in the same boat. Neither one of these guys, these figureheads, can go back, re-underwrite, pivot and say, hey, look, I thought one thing at one point. I have more info now, good or bad, and I'm adjusting or I'm staying the course.
Say it ain't so.
That is the agenda today. Take away the fact that you're wrong. Take away the ability to say, I'm sorry. Take away the ability to pivot. People just don't want to do it. They just don't, because it's freaking hard. And we're trying to take away competition. We're trying to take away tough lessons. We're trying to bubble wrap everything in our society so that you don't have to feel the growth of saying I'm wrong or looking somebody in the eye and saying I'm sorry. And that's the same thing right here. Is this guy is the exact same way as our traditional media. They underwrote it in one way at the beginning, and they cannot revisit and say, you know what, I was wrong back then. I'm sorry. This is what we're thinking now. So he says one thing and does another because there's no consequence for it.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that people like us call him out. But at the end of the day, what does that do?
So in the end, if we back it out, like think like, okay, how does he win by doing this? Like, you know, if he's a selfish cunt that can't think of others and as a society.
C-O-N-C-H-con.
Wow. That's the first time we had the C word on this channel. Congratulations, Jaime.
Yeah, well, he carries my name, Jaime. Jaime. Come on, Jaime. So come on, stop giving my name a bad name. Think about it. He calls FTX a total scam. From a banker's perspective. And we know that they're doing a CBDC trial, which is a banker thing. And he knows that by calling crypto, everything crypto, even though JPMorgan coin, gentlemen and ladies, is a crypto, calls it a pet rock, what is he implying? What is he going to accomplish by this? Is influencing legislation to be released in his favor by really locking it down, because CBDC is truly a control mechanism enabled by blockchain. So this is how this guy is going to win. And in the meantime, his cronies and all his buddies, yo, come in here, buy it. I'm lowering the price for you. Don't be stupid. Let's go. And
hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time. That happens all the time with
that
happens all the time with stocks, the upgrades, the downgrades. Like, oh, we need this lower. Okay, we'll find a way to figure out a bear case for it and give it a nice good old downgrade for y'all.
Yeah.